myself because men, when we say Africans, we've been literally left out in terms of knowledge. This is so deep. Like, we have so much information that we have no whereabouts about. And I'm so glad to have this amazing debate today. Actually, an amazing conversation as we got into some history, as we look at actually the safest ways of how women, or the ancient ways, traditions, and cultures, how women used to give birth. Some of the people still practice this very actively in some of the African countries across the world. We can see even the other races have actually adapted some of these things that we used to do, but apparently we don't have so much information on this. And actually, due to these practices, which are actually the safest methods of us practicing and using on giving birth as women, they have actually become illegal in today's law and system. But back then, this is what women actually used to rely on. We're talking about actually midwives who actually helped our moms in giving birth. We didn't have all these hospitals. It were dependent on the midwives, and actually nothing but traditional herbs. On today's conversation, of course, that is what we shall be talking about only as our major focus. I have an amazing article to read right here, which explains actually very deep 10 indigenous knowledge systems that are based on sexual and reproductive health. And this is actually goes even deeper. It's called the Ndau Indigenous Practices of Masuwo. And this is for the childbirth preparedness. And as we go deeper, you get to see actually this is highly practiced in countries like Zimbabwe. Countries like Colombia are practicing this. Countries like Uganda, Kenya itself, I'd say literally across the globe where African people, we really did settle. So I'll be talking about that, sharing much more details on that. As we look at also in Uganda, where there's this woman who was single-handedly given birth to her own eight children without actually expecting or depending on any hospital or any doctor to help her process the childbirth. And she has been able to also help other 20 women in the same village that is in Uganda to give birth. And apparently right now that is considered illegal. And the same thing actually still again practiced in Colombia, where we can see our fellow African sisters and brothers are going ahead to even help and explore more practices on this cultures and traditions that we should be relying on. So that is what we shall be focusing on today as our major conversation. But before we get back to the music, karibuni sana once again to everyone on TikTok, on YouTube, on Twitter, everyone on Rumble, on BitChute, on Amazon TV, on Roku TV. We just figured out we're not yet actually on the Android TV. We're supposed to be there. We are there, but we're not yet visible. We'll figure out what is the problem, and of course, we'll be alerting new people later on. But before I get back to the jam, that was Wizkid with Anoti, one of my favorites. It's a good day to be alive, like Hiwaton says, Manze. I'm feeling great. Feeling, white brings literally speaks nothing but just peace. I don't know why it speaks everything. Like, I'm just feeling vibrant, I'm feeling peaceful, I'm feeling very good, I'm feeling pretty, feeling energetic, confident. I don't know how to say it, but I'm feeling everything. But of course, before we get back to the music, of course, I'm yet again reminding you guys today, if you've not downloaded our app, ensure you have our application on your phone. As we take this short musical break, I'll be coming back to let you know what amazing goodies we have on our application. Like every morning, man, you can be winning some cash prizes right here with us. That is with Iwaton and Shmani on the Vibe Show for straight 4 hours, amazing conversations and music. And you can listen to that literally on our radio segment, which is very easy to use. Our app is the best app because you can use the app as you do other things on your phone. So long as you're connected to the internet, I don't know why you're missing the rest of the conversations, because you get to see actually the timeline, the timetables of what shows at what time they are actually on. But after that, I'll be coming back, of course, letting you know about our amazing organic supplements, where we avoid here letting you guys know you should not be equatorial guinea. Like, we're putting you guys on. Don't allow yourself to be equatorial guinea. Your wife, your husband shouldn't do that. And you get yourself these amazing supplements that I'll be coming back with after this short musical break. Still taking a jam from Wizkid, and of course with Skepta, one of our favorites, one of everyone's favorites. I'm never ending jam, a forever banger. Keep it far away. What they say? The Black House Fire Radio. Yes, this is the Pan African version, of course, Karibuni Sana, that is kept up with Wizkid, but energy stay far away. Man, start again your day by commanding the day. There's something I've just seen today, which was super, super amazing. I don't know if I sent it to anyone, but that was such an amazing, amazing, strong, powerful father to daughter words of affirmation, like reminding your daughters how they should always view themselves, the world. It was such an amazing video. I wish I saved it, but it was literally talking about what is integrity. Integrity is doing something good despite, even if no one is watching. Keep on doing amazing, keep on being kind, keep on being good, even if no one is watching. That is integrity. He was also speaking about who's in charge. The children respond, it is me. And if you're not in charge, you're out of control. Respect others, but also demand respect, you know. It was such an amazing video. Oh my god, I really loved it, and I felt super, super, super empowered. But something also that empowered me today, and I didn't know this is me until I read this. Like it says, someone once said, you like taking care of other people because it heals the part of you that needed someone to take care of you. I really felt that, and I've come to figure out, actually, for me, even if, no matter how hurt I am by someone, I'm still gonna try my best to do good. Like, I'm gonna try my best to do good because it makes me feel good about myself, not how I want even the other person to feel. Me, it makes me feel good, the fact that I can be able to help despite maybe the situations we have gone through, despite the fightings or maybe disagreements, like still being able to come around for you. For me, that's a big deal. Like, it makes me understand I really have a good heart, a big heart, I'd say, for me. So, and like, it really, I didn't know I had this until I read this today. Because every time I help people, it makes me feel really, really nice. Like, it makes me feel nice. And I really love that, because growing up, I wish I had someone also who could do that. But I love the fact that I can be able to do that right now, even if it's in the littlest way, you know? Yeah, but I hope you stay blessed with those amazing, amazing quotes. Shout out to John Mosquito. He said, who said that? That is a quote. It says someone once said, I don't know who said that. I don't know who's the person, but yes, it says you like taking care of other people because it heals a part of you that's needed someone to take care of you. For me, taking care of other people makes me feel so good. Being able to do something out of love, kindness, and literally not being able to worry whether they're going to fan back or not. That is something that makes me super, super happy. For me, it's a big flex for me, like just having to be a good person when you can. Some people, not everyone deserves your kindness, you know. Some people take your kindness also for a fool, for weakness and all that. So you also have to be careful on who you pour much more of your energy to, but still don't stop being a good person, literally. But we are back. Like we say, don't get your wife Equatorial Guinea despite you being good, okay? Ensure you get yourself these energy strips right here on the Blackout Fire Network radio station. And also the honey got with, which are very, very affordable. But for those who have been seeking maybe to add on their nutritions, if you've been working out, if you need some vitamins, some minerals, proteins, amino acids, beauty, skin, nail, hair essentials for your side chick, your wife. We got you covered, food and beverages, and also some amazing natural extracts, all at a very affordable price. Starting with the multivitamin gummy bear, only for the adults, this is $19. Vitamin D3, $2,019. We also have the green superfood, $35. Complete multivitamin, $32. And of course, as you head on to our beauty nail health essential, we also got you covered. Everything is all here, starting from the Alpha Energy, $40, Brain and Focus Formula, $39, Consecutive Support, $29, Colon Gentle Cleanse. If you've been PDD, no DD here, please cleanse yourself, $35. And also under our coffee lovers, of course, those who love coffee, this is all organic. We have the Manuka Honey Coffee, only $59. And we also have the Mushroom Coffee Fusion coming from the Lao Maize and the Chaga, $36. Coffee Blend, a medium roast, $32. And the Brazilian Blend, leave the white woman alone, $31. And last but not least, under our natural extract, the honey goat weed, like I said. Don't be equatorial guinea. Get yourself also the lion mince mushroom, that's $3, and also the moringa pure lovers. This is organic. People are hustling outside there, so we're putting you on with real shit. You go get yourself some other things outside there. You've been hustled, but here we're giving you all the organic stuff. Pure moringa, $26, and the platinum turmeric, $25. And remember, once you make your first second purchases, you will be getting a discount right here with us. And you can also ask some questions before you make your purchase, which we have an active chat on the right down there. So email us or keep the chat active, and of course we'll be there to answer you right away. Now back to the conversation. Like I said, today we have an interesting conversation which is educative, especially for me being a woman, a black woman, and understanding also what to expect or prepare for when this time is gonna arrive. I'm talking about childbirth. And I don't know how many of you knew, but this is just a question to understand how many of you had this knowledge. Did you know it is actually wrong for a woman to lay on their back while giving birth? That is not the right way, not the right procedure of actually women giving birth. A woman is not supposed to be laying on their back while they're in labor or in the process of giving birth. Rather, they're supposed to be kneeling down or squatting. Don't get the term wrong. Squatting. Okay, those are the two methods that actually have been used and are supposed to be used in today's society, in today's world. But if you try look at majority of the women or majority of the actually countries, like I mentioned earlier, a country like my country in Kenya, countries like Uganda, the neighboring country, Tanzania, we also have DRC Congo, I'd say literally the whole of the African continent or globally. I feel like this is something that was highly practiced, of course, by our women, by our great grandmothers, by our great grand aunties. Literally, they had the right knowledge. One, when it comes to, of course, the pain, the labor pain, which position you're supposed to be in, which herbs you're supposed to be taking, maybe in the moment, not getting some pain reduction injection during labor. You're supposed to be in a certain position, use some certain herbs, and until the right time of the arrival of the baby comes, then you get the help that is really required. But literally the midwives were there through every process. I'd say growing up, of course, the normal birth that we know is women being taken to the hospitals, being rushed to the hospitals. They have the IV drip all put on and all that, of course the pain reduction injections and all that. And then I think I've seen the other one was the water bath. The water bath is not really common, but also considered expensive. I don't know how expensive, but it is considered very expensive. Maybe we'll be checking much more as we get to continue. So I think I'm gonna start with this video coming from Uganda, and then I'm gonna go to Google as we take step by step to understand where we want to start. I want to start with where we are today. Let me see if I really got that video. There's a video that I was actually explaining the worst situations where women are giving birth at, like it's in really, really bad conditions. And that is the truth, because if you try to look at the hospitals, the way they have been set up, number one, it's very poor. Demora was explaining the other day where we have 2 to 3 women sharing a bed, and these are women who have just given birth. Number one, you're not even in a comfortable situation, position, place. The condition you are on also, and the environment is dirty. It's just super crazy, and not actually a good experience, or an experience I believe a mother should be going through, especially a first time mom or even a second time mom. Like literally, women should be given, and the hospital should be set up in a good condition. So I'm not going to go to that video. I didn't really set it up aside on the tab. It's on another laptop, and I don't have time for that right now. So I'm going to start with this Ugandan one, and then maybe as you explain, I'm going to see if I'm going to find a short one as we see the conditions today in Africa and how women are struggling actually to give birth. So this is a mother of 8 in a village in Uganda, and she has single-handedly given birth to 8 children without the help of any doctor, any IV drips, literally any pain reduction injection, only using traditional methods that she learned and acquired from her late grandmother. Listen as we get to continue.
38-year-old Safina Nalubawa, a resident of Salama, has a resident of Salama, grandmother. The skills spread to her neighbors is in the past 5 years.
Some come when the has already broken and have no transport to rush to hospital.
Salam, where only a few of the women seek the services of a traditional birth attendant. But traditional birth attendants appear to be an evil.
Okay, just a minute. I can see my screen. I can't see my screen. I want to see what I'm sharing. Just a minute. Okay, John Mosquito, I see. Let me see what you're saying before I go back. Joby, that explains why there's so many black fools. They weren't born right. Oh my God, you're so crazy. Oh my goodness, that's not a good joke, but it's a good joke. But I also see you say, I take it to you. I take it you are referring to the squatting stance rather than laying your back. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is what I said. I said understand the term, not the other term. Understand the terms I'm using. Women are not supposed to be laying back while giving birth. They're supposed to be actually kneeling or squatting, not squatting. Yeah. So let me share this very quickly as we continue. I want to see my screen. Okay, because I'm sharing on many tabs. I knew it. I'm sharing on many tabs. So, okay, the second one. Let me just restart it.
38-year-old Safina Nalubawa, a resident of Salama, has 8 children. She single-handedly delivered 6 of them using skills she learned from her grandmother. The news of her skills soon spread to her neighbors, who all then approached her to assist them in their deliveries. She has helped to deliver 20 babies in the past 5 years.
Some come when the water has already broken and have no transport to rush to hospital.
The services of a traditional birth attendant, but traditional birth attendants appear to be a necessary evil in the areas where people walk too far to access health centers. They hold on to their traditions and their traditional way of life. And recently, the Ugandan National Health Consumers, together with the Voices for Health Rights, launched a crackdown on traditional birth attendants in Mubende district. Nalongo Nakamate was arrested for inserting dangerous herbs into
Now, understand, it's not dangerous and not these herbs are not dangerous at all, and that is why I wanted to start with this video specifically, so you can understand literally why is it that these herbs are considered dangerous. But if you try look at some articles, they are well explaining how these herbs were very reliant, very much necessary during labor, and what actually the midwives majority did depend on to help women give birth. So we can see clearly, actually, this is the white supremacy, I'd say, number one, that has pushed this crackdown of midwives. If I'm using the right terms, they have pushed this, they have pushed their agenda so that they can completely wipe out the traditions and cultures the African people practice. That is what I'm clearly understanding. So let me just pause on that. Hold on this video just from where we are, from where I've stopped. Then I come back to this article. There's an interesting article that actually is talking about reimagining indigenous knowledge and practices in the 21st century, debunking myths and misconceptions for conviviality and sustainability. And it goes ahead and actually describe the 10 indigenous knowledge system based system-based sexual and reproductive health. And this goes deeper into the Ndau indigenous practice of Masuwo, sorry, not Masuwo, for childbirth preparedness. So I'm going to read the article, and I want you guys to pay attention. And you can share the live. Of course, I've shared the live on WhatsApp for those who'd love to join. You can share the live with your family and friends, and then let them learn something on this, because this is very interesting. So it says, start by saying, 189 chapter 10 Indigenous knowledge system based sexual and reproductive health, Ndau indigenous practices of Masuwo for childbirth preparedness, Anniegrace uh, Hlatywayo abstracts this study. I think that's a name of someone, literally, which is super, super hard to pronounce. African names are really interesting and also really interesting, because that's an interesting name. But yeah, he abstracts this study and is based on the premise that people live in diverse culture and ecological settings which influence their sexual and reproductive practices. As such, pregnancies and childbirth are viewed beyond the biomedical perspective. They are influenced by specific social cultural beliefs and practices. Framed with a post-colonial indigenous paradigm, the study sought to explore cultural practices adopted for childbirth preparedness by the Ndau people of Zimbabwe. Data were collected focus um, through focus groups, discussions, and personal interviews. Research findings reflected the indigenous practices of Masuwo carried out during the last trimester of pregnancy. Central of Masuwo is the use of traditional medical plants for precautionary and curative benefits. Masuwo are used as Masuwo are used as birth canal relaxants, health toxins, and for protection against mamhepo, that is the bad airs. The case of the Ndau women reflected their agency in managing pregnancy and childbirth using community-based knowledge system. As such, connected research is indigenous plants, pharmacopoeia, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, to explore the risk factors in terms of safety and toxicity is needed. Keywords: indigenous practices, sexual and reproductive healthcare, pregnancy, childbirth, Masuwo, Ndau, traditional medicinal plants introduction, and the holistic nature of indigenous conceptualization of health and well-being is shown by the fact that pregnancy and childbirth are both biological and symbolical. In African indigenous communities, pregnancies and childbirth are revered as they represent the reproduction of future generation and reincarnation of ancestors. Up till there, we're okay. Literally. This is so deep and super, super interesting. The African indigenous worldview persists that ancestors return to Earth through the birth of a new child. In 1999 to 1992, among the Ndau of the southeastern Zimbabwe, women are expected to be fertile and to procreate in order to preserve the family lineage. Similarly, Ngomane and Maludis in 2010 argued that pregnancy is regarded as an accomplishment and fulfillment of the societal expectation. A pregnant woman is accorded respect, power, and status within the community. But today, I'll pause even there. Today, a pregnant woman is not respected at all. Sadly, pregnant women actually even sleeping around, having other men top whatever on other, which is so disgusting. I find it super, super, very disgusting. pregnant women themselves. I mean, this is so deep to the point where I feel like even women themselves need to understand how being pregnant, how precious it is, and how you should value these 9 months being in tuned, because it's also like, I'd say, spiritual. Like, it's, you are literally bringing life here, so you should understand the process of actually pregnancy before it comes to birth, which I feel like it's so beautiful for me even to learn right now. This is so beautiful to learn. Because, yes, like they say, the women, let me read that again. A pregnant woman is accorded respect, power, and status within the community. Pregnancy and childbirth have intrinsic social cultural dimensions. They are informed by specific indigenous practices, which include rituals, beliefs, songs, and dances inherited to a particular culture. Magowane in 2014, Mathupi 2014 are also referred to as a folk or traditional practices. Maoid 2001. I don't know what those brackets, those people actually, whatever those brackets mean. But I'm just gonna not read the bracket thing. So they're saying that they are shaped by the embedded in a society's cultural belief system, such as they become the way of life. Ngomane and Maludzi 2010 again persists that the IP's constitution of the major source of survival in Africa, America, Asia, and Australia. They also serve as indigenous healthcare interventions for managing pregnancy and childbirth. IPs influence and give meaning to health-seeking behaviors of pregnant women. Among the Ndau, southern eastern Zimbabwe, pregnant women adhere to the IP of Masuwo during the last trimester of pregnancies. Masuwo refers to the physical and spiritual preparation of a pregnant woman for childbirth. Listen, this is so deep. Like, did you guys know about this? John Mosquito, did you have this information? This is super interesting and super deep. Like, women don't know that. Do you know how crazy this is? Like, women don't know, as because I also didn't know. I'm gonna say this, I'm learning this, and this is why it's amazing. The fact that I don't have a baby, the moment I'm gonna have a baby, man, you're gonna have to treat me like a queen. Okay? I accord respect, power, and status within the community. Because, yes, I remember, like, hey, when someone used to be pregnant, I remember in the village, this used to be a big deal. Like, it's a big deal. It's something. Today, pregnancies are just taken, like, it's like you're putting just cashew nuts in your mouth and that's it. Okay, we popped another one, we popped, and another one. Like, there's no that spiritual connection. Literally. And even the connection between, I'd say, the mother and the father of the child that is coming, because I also used to see that, which was highly embraced. Like, a dad would be really present, seeing every process and growth of that tummy, the kicks and everything. There used to be that connection. But I'm not saying that all the time you should be there staring at your husband, at your wife's belly. But if you understand what I'm saying, today's men just doing their thing. Oh, I'm pregnant. Okay, we are family now. That's it. Let's move on. We are a family. There's no that connection. Me, I don't want to have that. Men, I'm okay being single if that's what life has to offer. Because I'm not taking the bare minimum. No. Again, I accord respect, power, and status within my community. Period. So let me go back. So it says Masuso refers to the physical and spiritual preparation of a pregnant woman for childbirth. They also serve as measure of protection against unforeseen eventualities that might result in the main formation of the fetus and loss of the baby or the life of the mother. A key element of Masuwo is the use of traditional medicine for managing childbirth preparedness. Traditional medicine, not IV drips, not pain reduction injections, none of that. I'm going to share the article on WhatsApp as well for those who'd love to read. This is interesting. They're also saying that, let me read, managing childbirth preparedness. Hence, Masuwo are traditional medicinal plants, concoctions taken during the last trimester of pregnancy for childbirth preparedness. The IP of using TMP for preventatives and therapeutic benefits is informed by religio-cultural, social, and metaphysical beliefs and conceptions of illness and health. Writing from the context of Zimbabwe, Maroi 2013 argues that TM remains one of the most affordable and easily accessible source of treatment for primary health care in poor and marginalized communities. He further points out that traditional plants have been historically used by local people for their medical properties. Hence, TM, I don't know what TM really means. The traditional medicine, like the traditional medicines. Okay, right, damn. I don't like these short forms. Confuses you. Hence, the traditional medicines, traditional medicine are commonly utilized for managing pregnancies and childbirth. Whistle pregnant women are encouraged to undergo Masuwo ritual for childbirth preparedness. Ndau traditional culture deems it necessary for every primagavida to adhere to the IP of Masuwo for her protection and the unborn child from the mahepo. Mahepo, remember, is the bad air and all that, and to consequently ensure a smooth birth process. We have Van de Kooi in 1997. He started a project, Muse, and it says it also indicates that the IP of using the traditional medicine in late pregnancy and labor is also practiced by the Tswana of South Africa. Man, this is a I think a long time article because the writings are really also, you gotta understand there's the time and everything indicated. Yeah, but it says also indicates that the IP of using traditional medicines in late pregnancy and labor is also practiced by the Tswana of South Africa. The study carried out in the Northern West province reported that reported the use of ba. It's called ba. I'll call it ba. A composition of different types of traditional medicines, which is used during the last trimester of pregnancy. Ba is not only two. That is where it ends. I'm going to find the rest of the article, but that was such an interesting article to actually go through and understand the literally deep cultural traditions that were used by midwives and our people to help the process of childbirth. Number one, it is spiritual. It's not just pregnancy. It's also spiritual, and that is something amazing. But back to this video. Move away from the article now. Since you understand actually that the use of these traditional medicines, what they were really for, they're not bad. Like the government is actually putting a crack on them, a crackdown on them. They're not bad. They had indigenous spiritual meaning to protect the women, that is the women and the children before the process of birth. That is on the last trimester, literally, as you've understood. So back to this video. So you've seen this woman as single-handedly, again, I'm going to rewind the video back, single-handedly given birth to 8 children without the help of any doctor, any hospital, only through the knowledge and information she learned from her grandmother. To Today, and I'll be sharing the next video after that, most of the women in today's African countries are suffering. They are stranded in hospitals because, number one, the system of healthcare is expensive. There is no free healthcare even for pregnant women. We had Linda Mama in Kenya, which has actually been removed. Pregnant women could give birth freely. Now it's no longer free. Doctors are striking because of not being paid well. Women are out here giving birth outside the hospitals. It's still the midwives who are going to come through majority of the times. So it's literally something we need to focus on because it's free. And even if we're going to pay, it's not so much because you just are not going to pay for the labor. I'd say, is it the labor? Yeah, literally for the help, but not for the medicines because they are all available. The Mother Nature is producing. It's all there. Back to this.
38-year-old Safina Nalubawa, a resident
I know,
of
John
Salama,
Mosquito. I
has
see
a
your question. You're saying, why would you give birth to so many children living in that type of condition? That is something we were speaking about yesterday on the Tubonge show when we're talking about literally you being mentally, if you're, we said and understood, if you actually are mentally ready, John Mosquito, to raise a child, despite the financial crisis, you're gonna be able to raise this child. You'll try every means to raise this child, as much as, of course, financially you're not stable. But if you're not mentally okay, because pregnancy, aren't you to understand? Literally, pregnancy, I feel like as a woman, pregnancy is something that would literally affect you mentally. And this is why we have postmortem depressions for majority of the first-time moms, because they don't know how to handle this baby. They were not maybe mentally ready, and all that. So you find that literally they're going through a lot and they lose it. It's hey yo, it's great. Pregnancy is a whole journey. It's a whole process. You're carrying literally a whole human being you're supposed to be bringing back to life. And this whole human being is, of course, consuming your energy. It's a lot. It's a lot. I believe it's a lot, man. This is something personally I'm not ready for. I'm ready to learn all this, understand, but of course I'm not also ready to have a kid if I'm not financially okay, leave alone even mentally. Financially, I have to be super, super okay. Not just okay, super okay. And then mentally, come prepared. Because, hey, yo. But anyway, yeah, you see, this is, I said this is why I discussed this on Tuesday last week, talking about teenage pregnancies and how literally lack of equality in Africa has led to this kind of cases, I'd say, because how do I even say it? Teenage pregnancies have led to poverty, increased poverty, because you're giving birth to children in the same conditions, nothing ever changes. Is a repeated cycle. And there's safe ways of family planning. It all goes back again to traditions, but they're barely actually again known. It's barely known, barely recognized. This is why most of the people will go for the IUD, which will not also work for them. The coils will not work for them, and all that. So it's a whole lot.
but
Being a woman, yo,
6 of them using skills she learned from her grandmother.
I'm not saying being a man.
The news of her
I am understood being a man is also super tough, as much as I'm not a man, but yeah.
skills soon spread to her neighbors, who all then approached her to assist them in their deliveries. She has helped to deliver 20 babies in the past 5 years.
Has already broken and have no transport to rush to hospital.
Salama is a peri-urban area where only a few of the women seek the services of a traditional birth attendant. but traditional birth attendants appear to be a necessary evil in the areas where people walk too far to access health centers.
And that is the white man saying they are evil. And that's remember the article was saying that is the white man claiming they are evil. They're not.
They hold on to their traditions and the traditional way of life and the shortage of midwives, together with the Voices for Health Rights, launched a crackdown on traditional birth attendants in Mubende district. Nalongo Nakamate was arrested for inserting dangerous herbs into Hilda Ahire's uterus, which are believed to have caused the death of her baby and also damaging her uterus. Another traditional birth attendant was found with over expectant mothers and was also arrested as the women were sent to a nearby center in Kasambia.
But aggrieved persons have their rights, and their rights should be addressed. So if the health consumers are aggrieved, they have a right to complain and a right to act.
In 2009, Ministry of Health issued an edict preventing NGOs from offering TBA's training. A letter was also sent from the Ministry of Health to all development partners saying that TBAs should be incorporated into the work of the village health teams. They will not be allowed to help women to deliver, but can register pregnant women, detect danger signs among pregnant women and babies, as well as encourage women to deliver in health centers. But with an estimated 90,000 pregnant women in Uganda each year, and with only 1,500 trained midwives in the country, there are doubts that this new approach will improve the situation.
Government has made a deliberate effort to start recruiting health workers for the lower health facilities, which bring services closer to the people. And you will all note that recently there has been countrywide recruitment of health workers, particularly for Health Center 3s and Health Center 4s. And this was to address the issue of taking services closer to the people.
The 2011 Uganda Demographic and Health Survey puts the number of women in Uganda who die while giving birth at 38 for every 1,000 births.
Yeah,
Irene
so
Namialo.
that is Uganda. And so is it practiced in other African countries, not just Uganda, also Kenya, like you've seen South Africa, Zimbabwe, it's everywhere. We have midwives everywhere. I do believe that everywhere. But most of the, I'd say in today's generation, the midwives majority we have, like you've had, are not really well trained, because it has to come from also a knowledgeable background. You can't just today, because you saw someone helping you once, now tomorrow you so now want to also become a midwife, and then you are unable to handle someone's lives or the child's life. It has to also be, I'd say, like a college where people should, the women who are interested, also the men, they should actually, I don't know about the men, but they should actually be taught this. We need to avoid these hospitals. We need to boycott the hospitals. Let me see if I can find the video of the Kenyan women who are actually stranded in a bed. Shout out to Ikamfai, I see you. And your comment, you're saying that Joby, don't be silly. You're 25. You're not supposed to be speaking like that. Feminism is spoiling you. I don't know which term I said that actually defines feminism under what because what you're saying, I don't know what I said that actually describes my terms as feminist. I'd love to understand that. Kindly correct me, because I don't believe I'm a feminist, and I don't believe I've supported the term ever before. And I also see you saying behave yourself, and you get your husband soon as possible. I'm not in a rush to get married, number one. Understand that. I'm 25, like you said, very, very young, it can fire. Very young. No rush for life. I don't want to make mistakes I saw my parents making. I want to be the Ugandan woman having 8 kids without a plan. That is not feminist. The reason why I'm saying I have to be financially okay, despite my husband having money, I want to work, okay? I don't want to be a stay at home wife. Not me. Sorry. I'm not the type. I want to work. I want to give birth, take care of my kid maybe for 2 months if possible. And then, yeah, I'm back to work. I want to work. And this is why if none of that is gonna be able to be I have to be financially ready to take care of my baby then fully, if I want to be there fully for them. Because we're looking at some of the conditions, keep on discussing about these topics every day. You should tune in on the rest of the conversations, the other shows, because this is not the only show. We have other shows, and we talk about this every single day. Yesterday we spoke about also raising or having a kid if you're not actually financially ready. For me, I don't care what amount of money my man has. I need to be okay financially. Shit happens, like I said. Maybe I didn't sign up for a prenup, or maybe I did, but still, I need to have my shit ready. I need to have me ready and prepared, just in case of any situation. Your husband might also lose a job. Am I gonna now? What am I gonna do? Now my husband has lost a job. We have a child. We're gonna start staring at each other. Are we gonna eat on the baby? We're not gonna eat on the baby. One of us has to help each other, and this is why I'm a high advocate of find someone, even as a man, find a partner who can support you financially. That is me. Just I'm a high advocate of that. Okay, I'm a high advocate of that. Very high advocate of that. So yeah, being 25, I understand number one. I don't have a kid. I'm not ready for that. Not even in the next coming 7 years. It's not something that is in my head. Like, no. It's a no. I'm not ready for that. Personally, I've grown up actually thinking, and it's always been something that I've wanted to do. If not helping children under children's home, I'm gonna adopt a kid. Literally, that is me. And if not adopting a kid, I'm gonna stay alone. Because also, I don't know, you might take a child, you don't know who their parents were, what kind of spirits they have, and all that. Like, so that's just me. I've never thought of having my own child, never. So it's nothing to do with feminism, nothing to do with phobia movement, nothing to do with that. It's just my personal decision. I don't care how much amount of money you have as a man. I need my own money. I need to be secured. If you die today, I don't need to depend on you if in case your family wants to take all of your shit. I have me and my child and our child covered. The rest can kick hell with their money. Like, that's just me. That's how I want to live. Like, nothing less, nothing more. Forever and period. But yes, that being said about the Uganda, shout out to that woman. I hope the rest of the Ugandan midwives on a B would actually go for proper training and learn much more about this. But as we get closer to winding up, I also did ask, of course, went through Google to see some of the ancient ways women used in the progress of giving or process of giving birth. So it says in ancient times, women in Africa, let me share this very quickly as we get to continue. Let me share this very quickly. It says in ancient times, women in Africa gave birth in a variety of positions, including upright. Upright. What do you mean upright? Upright? Okay, that's funny. Okay, I'm trying to understand the upright. Anyway, they say squatting, not squatting, but squatting, whatever you want, however you want, but understand the term, not the other one, but where you're supposed to be, of course, on your knees and all that. And then kneeling, there's kneeling, there's semi-sitting, and all the fours literally are there four. We have upright, squatting, kneeling, and semi-sitting. These positions were commonly used in home deliveries. And like I said, today, home delivery is really, really expensive. We'll try check the water bath process. Yeah, we'll try check the water bath process and maybe charges and charges. Okay, we'll try check that. But it also says some traditional bath attendants still use upright, kneeling, and standing position because they can improve the effectiveness of uterine contraction, allow labor to progress more quickly, reduce the risk of fetal distress, and result in better neutral outcomes. In addition to birth position, there are also many traditional rituals, not rituals, they are called practices. You see, these people are calling them rituals. They're not rituals, it's practices. It's traditional practices. and beliefs associated with childbirth in Africa, including, like I mentioned, we have the Masuwo, which I'm just from, of course, reading the whole article right now. For those who are just tuning in, I'll share the article later on WhatsApp, or rather, I've also shared the link of the show for those who'd love to catch it on a replay. Thank you so much for following the live creator. I appreciate you, and karibu sana. So we have the Masuwo, which is a practice of physical and spiritual preparation for childbirth that is practiced by the Ndau people in Zimbabwe. Remember that. We have the placenta burial, which says some cultures bury the placenta in different locations to symbolize the child's existence within the family or to promote fertility. For example, the Vatsoga bury the placenta in the cattle kraal, while the Bemba people bury it under the Mapudu tree. Let's see the Vatsoga people where they're from before we get to continue. What the Vatsoga people are from? I think this is South Africa, probably. Let's see. Oh, okay. South Africa, Mozambique, Swaziland, Zimbabwe. All right, same people, same people, same people. We also have the herbal treatments, which I also, of course, read earlier. It says some cultures use African mahogany bark, herbal decoctions, and holy water to treat labor pains and postnatal care. And we also have, of course, last but not least, the rituals of newborns. Some cultures perform rituals for newborns, such as molding the baby's head. That is actually still very active even in today's African society. For me, I've seen my brothers, of course, my sisters, my siblings, that happening. We used to have our late aunt, shout out to her. She used to come and since she was the elder of the family, like come and mold like the children's head. That is still, I think, still practice. I don't know if in hospitals this happens. That is something I don't know. I don't know if in hospitals the doctors do that, but yes, there's some cultures cultural performs rituals for newborns, such as molding the baby's head over the fire, cutting the umbilical cord with a reed, and applying substances to the cord to encourage healing. That also was done to me. That has been done to my siblings. That has been done, I think, to Shmani too. I think she's mentioned that. In the Luo community, especially. Shout out to you, Stephen. Thank you so much for following the live creator. In the Luo community, mostly, and the Luya community, that is the western parts of Kenya. I'm not sure about the other African countries, but I believe these cultures, again, since we're all the same people, they were practiced globally by our people. So we used to have, of course, them cutting your skin, that they'll inject some herbs that is to protect you from anything, like any disease. And for me, being honest, when I was young, I never used to get sick, like never, no cap. Like I've grown up drug free, like drug free. I've grown up not being a sick of a person until literally I came to someone like my dad, I'd say, introduced me to all this, because my dad is that person who, you get sick every time you're going to rush to the hospital. You get sick, all the synthetic drugs are on you, so of course the synthetic drugs do not help you improve. I believe they help you weaken your system, literally. So yeah, that being said, those are some of the traditional ways, ancient African ways women used to give birth. And of course, I've read the other article which was explaining 10 indigenous knowledge system based on sexual and reproductive health. And we've read about the Ndau indigenous practices of Masuwo for childbirth preparedness, which we've seen how deep it is, how spiritual pregnancy is. So for those who are just tuning in, maybe you guys can catch the show. You can rewatch the show and of course understand how deep a woman being pregnant is. It's not just pregnancy. You have to be connected. It is spiritual. As a man, you're supposed to be also present. And then you've also heard them say that a woman, when she used to be pregnant, it used to accord power. Let me read that again. Where was it? It used to accord power. Um, let me see if I can find it. It used to accord respect, power, and status within the community. So it's not just being pregnant. Today, women who are pregnant are not even considered as special anymore. Like I said, personally, it used to be a celebration. I remember when someone could come and announce they're pregnant in the village. It's like a whole celebration because, number one, fertility, you're fertile. That is something that is to be celebrated.
Wait,
You know,
wait, wait. Are you pregnant, Big J?
I'm, I'm not pregnant. Oh God. Oh no, 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 no. I'm just from telling Ike and Fire here. I'm not ready for none of that. I'm not. No, 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 no. Even not even in the next coming 7 years yet. Like no. Okay, catch me in my 40s, maybe adopting a child. Like I don't think I'll have a kid, man. I'm not ready for
you
all
gonna
that.
you gonna
Like
you gonna you gonna you gonna you gonna do the Janet Jackson? You gonna have a child when you're 51? You gonna
maybe,
be
man.
Janet Jackson?
It's okay. I'll have to, because man, I don't think I'm ready for all this pain. Like being
No,
pregnant is such a precious thing. Yes, like this is
it
such a
is.
beautiful topic I've
You
understood.
being honest. That's honest, Joe. That's honest, Joe. And I respect you for that. That means you're very
No,
mature.
I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to have all that. If cramps drive me crazy, now imagine now me being in labor pain. I'm gonna go nuts, man. I'm gonna go crazy. I can't handle that. I can't handle that. But yes, this is such a beautiful topic. To those who are just joining in, you just joined in, Keith, late.
Yeah, I
But
joined in late.
yeah,
I
for those
gotta,
who,
cause I gotta go up north, Joby. I got bamboozled again. So I'm up.
God damn, it's
That's
okay.
right.
I'm so sorry, man. Don't worry.
Me
You'll
too.
retire.
Me too,
You'll,
Joby. Me too.
you'll retire in Africa and you'll be enjoying life. Then you'll be living them there. You'll
I
live
will
them.
be. I'll be chilling. I sure
Keep
will be. And
That's so
I,
sad. Yeah. But yes, we're coming to the end of today's show, family. I was trying to find a video. Let me see if I can find that video I was looking for. I wanted to look at, we want to look at the water bath first before we leave. The water bath um, uh, process and how painful it is, or look, it looks calm. Let me try share this one. How painful it is and what's the expense? Because most of the people say it's expensive. In Africa, I've had most of the people say it's really expensive. It's considered for really rich people, literally, water bath. But you can see these are things that were there that, and now we have the government claiming it's illegal. We just need to keep on practicing more, embracing more. We need to learn more about this, and then we can go back to these traditions. Because how much do you spend in a hospital for just 2 days of giving birth? It's crazy. Let's see. 7 truths about water bath. I want an African who's explaining, but there is none, because Africans actually also don't know much about this of their information. Because this is our information now, majority being
it
used by
sure
white
it,
people.
it sure is. How about that? It sure is,
Our
Joby.
method.
Because you're evil, Joby. You're evil. You know it, African. God damn it. You, you, you evil. You
So
evil
water bath
bitch.
number one
You.
looks very calm. Damn. Okay. Oh God. Okay, man, I'm not ready for all this. God damn, I'm not ready to have all that. Like, no, 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 no.
you're
I'm not
you're
ready for all
ready
that.
and you're ready and you'll do it.
God damn. No, 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 no. So I can't find the water bath video, family. But if we'll find any, I'll be sharing. No, I don't want to listen to this white woman. I'll find maybe an African who has an experience trying to explain, so we can hear much better from such a person. But let's look at the expense. Let me see how much is a water bath in Africa.
Shit.
Let's see. Okay, so they're saying that the cost of water bath in Kenya depends on the facility, but here are some of the considered things to consider. Hospitals and birth centers. Some hospitals and birth centers offer water baths, but facilities are limited and popular, so it's best to book early. Okay. We also have the private midwives. And many private midwives who attend home baths can support water baths, and some offer bath pools are for free or a fee. Exactly like I said earlier. Literally, imagine a midwife. It's not expensive as going to the hospital, family. Because I've read everything. These people have everything that Mother Nature is providing. Just herbs, That's all you need. You don't need no IV water drips. You don't need no water, any pain reduction injections, which might cause also more pain to the labor. Because why am I getting injected when I'm pushing someone outside? Like I'm supposed to be drug free, I believe. I'm supposed to be having something, not harmful to the baby, not chemicals. That's all literally I mean. So midwives are really number one cheap. It's not like going to the hospital, paying for the
Exactly.
bed, paying
And they're
for
better.
food, and yeah, they treat you with humanity, literally, because they number one understand where you're coming from, especially the first time moms. And you also have the birth pools for hire. They saying you can hire the birth pools for a fee, of course, if you have the money. But they're saying that the cost of the normal delivery in Kenya is between 40,000 Kenyan shillings. That is $350, and 130,000 Kenyan shillings. Okay, $350 to almost $1,000. That is a normal delivery. While a C-section can cost between 100,000 Kenyan shillings. That is at almost, let's say, $900, and 260,000 Kenyan shillings. That should be around. Damn, that's expensive. A C-section is really, really expensive. And you can expect to pay less if you can give birth at a government or mission hospital or clinic. Nah, it's not cheap. You cannot, it's not cheap either. The government institutes nowadays are not free. They're charging you expensive. You're not paying any less. You're paying every dime. God damn it. They're lying to you. There's no paying less anything here. That's what they're lying to you. And this is why we have women squeezed in beds. And I can't find the video. I think Demori did share that maybe some time back, but for me, I can't find the video again. I can't find the video. Women are put in very crazy conditions today. Sharing bed. You just had a baby. You're supposed to be comfortable. You're supposed to be relaxing, not being kept in a position where you're squeezed three of you. Where's the baby supposed to be sitting on top of your stomach? Man, that's why I can't go. Man, you can fire say what you wanna say. If that's what you call feminism, then fine. I'm fine with it. I'm not having a baby without me having my money. I'm not. I gotta be financially okay. I'm not going like John Mosquito asked. I don't wanna give birth to so many children who are in such a condition. Where's the husband? Because you can't even see the father figure in front of there. Where is the father? You know, I don't wanna have none of that. I don't want to. I don't want to be poor. Poverty is not my portion. Nope.
I know that's right,
Nope.
Joby. No, that's
No.
Joby. Say no to poverty. You gonna
No.
say that you are allergic to that shit there.
Yeah, I'm not doing no poverty. I'm gonna. If I'm having my own child, I'm going to an expensive, good, well, clean environment.
I know
Okay,
that's right.
of a hospital. I'm gonna have me a home bath. If I'm gonna have, I'm gonna be giving bath. It's gonna be the water bath. That's what I want. That's what. If I can't have it, I'm not having it. Okay, I'm not having it. That's
Exactly.
just me.
Whoa, Joby's no. Nah, that's you being exactly right. That's what's
Mhm.
up, Jay.
If I
That's
can't
what's
have it,
up.
I'm not having it. I'm setting literally. I'm not coming from. I'm not gonna. I'm coming from a no. I'm not gonna go through what my family went. What my mother went through.
No.
Nah. Easy. I'm gonna have it very easy. That's what is gonna happen. My husband is gonna have money, but I'm gonna have money too. We're gonna help
Yeah,
each other. Yeah.
that's how it's supposed to be. You don't, you don't leave yourself broken butt naked, Joby.
No,
you don't you don't be out
no,
here all butt naked. No,
no.
no, no, no.
No. But anyway, family, we're coming to the end of today's conversation. To those who shall be catching this on a replay, hope you guys share this amazing conversation with your sisters, your aunties, your daughters. Let them learn something. If you can find a midwife, it's good for you. Rush to them. Like you've understood the practices of the natural herbs, the traditional medicines, they're for protection from bad hairs. And it's so deep, like we really understood it so deep. And then it also said we understood that the Masuwo, which of course was a culture, it's a cultural birth process that is practiced in Zimbabwe, is not only just for it's literally not just defining pregnancy, but also defines spirituality when you're pregnant. So it's super super deep, and you need to. For me, I've really loved the topic, because the fact I don't have a kid and knowing all this, I know what I want now. Like, I don't want to go
That cooler opens
scream,
both ways.
yelling. I want
Oh
to
yeah,
have
that's true. Yeah,
I
nice.
want to have good time.
That's true.
I want to hold my baby and smile, not being like that. So much love, family. Have yourselves a beautiful day. And
Where's
of
the
course, I'll
steering
be
wheel
winding
raised on
things
this
up.
damn thing?
On the left side where you flip.
Oh, over here. Okay. There we go.
Yes, and just a reminder before we get to leave, of course, check out our amazing products on the BHFN Sports page. And you can only do that by ensuring you have our application on your phone. Getting yourself some vitamins, sports nutrition, proteins, amino acids, beauty, and hair, nails, essentials. We also have the beverages from the coffees, and of course to the natural extracts, all that you need at a very affordable price. We have the Moringa Pure, we have the Platinum Turmeric, we have the Lion Mince Mushroom, we have some honey goat weed, reminding you do not get yourself Equatorial Guinea. Vitamins, we have the multivitamin gummy bears, vitamin D3, green superfood complete multivitamin. The coffee, we have the Manuka honey coffee, mushroom coffee fusion, hemp coffee blend, sorry, and the Brazilian blend. Let the white woman go. And then do not get caught again. Get the Alpha Energy Brain and Focus Formula Conjunctive Support, some aloe cucumber, some shea butter for your side chick, for your wife, for your niece, for your grandma, for your nephew, everyone in your family, and let them stay litty. But much love. Have yourselves a beautiful day, family. See you guys later, of course, on the Black Kings frequency. But I'll be winding up with the gem I started. This is
I don't
Anonymity
think
by
that's
Wisdom.
waffle. Huh?
I don't
You agree? You agree with